Welcome everyone, I'm Sergeant Chelsea Baker, and today we are still continuing the 31-day video challenge that Erskine created for the month of March, and March is still Women's History Month, so I have two more ladies in here today with us. Amelia keeps messing with her mic, so hopefully we can get through this podcast with no technical difficulties. It's okay. It's all good. As long as we can hear you, it's fine. But anyways, so if I could have both of you just introduce yourself, what you do on the M-Day side, as well as what you do full-time, since you both are full-time. And we'll start with you, Amelia.
I'm Sergeant Amelia Parrott. I'm with JFHQ, and I'm AGR with the Chief of Staff, Sergeant Major Vickery's office.
Okay.
I'm PFC Anderson. I'm with the 351st Aviation HSE, and I'm a full-time technician for the G3 at
Awesome.
the tag.
Nice. So, I mean, I know Amelia, but I don't know you, Brooke, so this will be nice to be able to talk to you and get some outsider information from people that I don't know. But I'll start with you then, since I kind of know Amelia already. And so you said that you're with aviation on the M-Day side. What exactly do you do?
Oh, we're just a support battalion. So, like, whatever aviation units go out and stuff, we support them and train them on stuff they're supposed to be trained on. We're just a backbone, basically.
So what's your actual MOS then?
A 92 Alpha. So that's
okay.
logistics.
Logistics, okay. I'm not too familiar with logistics, so could you explain a little bit more about what exactly that is?
Well, I'm still new to it too. I graduated AIT in May. So, but as far as I've done so far, I've like dispatched vehicles. We keep inventory of everything that's like wrong with the vehicles and what we need to order. We have a whole network that we go off of called G Army. So it's a big network that really only 92 Alphas and supply can operate.
Okay. Yeah. So does it fall with supply, or is it like completely separate?
Well, 92 Alphas are actually cross-trained. We can do 92 Yankee jobs, but the 92 Yankees can't do our jobs.
Ah, nice. So you're kind of like dual when you already come in.
Yeah.
Okay. So Amelia, can you explain a little bit about what you do in your MOS? And
I'm a 42 Alpha, so I do admin. With our current job, we just support the command group as best we can, do a lot of their admin stuff, their travel, their events. I mean, it's really every day's a different day up there. There's no day's the same.
Definitely. We definitely have to coordinate with you a lot, so that's how I know you and Carol, who was on another podcast. But so how long have you been in, and what kind of drove you into enlisting?
I've been in 6 years in May. I really never intended to join the military. My grandfather was in. I had two brothers that were in the Marines, and I went to college for a couple years, didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was like, hey, Mom and Dad, I'm going to join the military. And they were like, okay. So, I mean, I just went from there and called my boyfriend at the time and was like, hey, I'm going to go to basic training in a couple months. And they supported me throughout all of it, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've done things that I never would have expected to do, experienced things I would have never expected to experience, and it's been the best 6 years.
Yeah. I feel kind of the same way. What about you? You haven't been in long, correct? So you haven't really got to experience a lot, but as far as what you have experienced so far, or let's start with what made you want to join, I guess.
My mom is in the Army as well, but she was active duty. She's now in the reserves, but she's been active duty my whole life. So I've been Army my whole life. So I kind of already knew I wanted to be in the Army, but I'm going to college to get a nursing degree to fall back on after I retire, or if something happens, I'll have that degree. But I've always known I wanted to go into the Army.
You could be a nurse in the Army.
I know, I was going to say, or do you think that maybe later on down the road that you would want to reclass and do something in the medical field, or are you kind of like doing something different?
Maybe.
But
a lot of people would probably pressure me into commissioning, I don't know if I want to be an officer or not.
Yeah. The best advice I can give you is do what you want and what your heart tells you, because if I did everything that everyone else told me to do or that I could or couldn't do, I wouldn't be where I am now. So definitely take advice from and listen to what they're saying, but don't base your decision off of that. If you want something and you know that there's nothing else that you want, don't let somebody else tell you either it's not possible or you shouldn't do that based off of their experience or whatever, because your experience is going to be different. So definitely keep that in mind, especially
Follow your heart.
Yes, follow your heart.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you never know where you're going to end up. When I enlisted, I had no idea that I was going to be where I am now, and like Amelia said, I wouldn't trade anything that I've experienced or the different training and different jobs and all that I've gone through and stuff like that. I wouldn't trade that for anything because it led me to where I am now. And I would have, if you would have asked me 9 years ago when I was enlisted, if I would be here full time for the Guard shooting podcasts, like I would think that you're crazy. So definitely, I mean, you never know. But it's nice though that you came in doing something different because you have that experience, and then you could do that when
And
you get out
some.
too. And then the nursing, and I mean, the Guard helps with school and all that stuff. So I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
originally
awesome.
wanted to go active, but somehow I ended up in a National Guard recruiting office, so I just went from there. So.
Well, as long as you're enjoying it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I am.
So, Amelia, could you you're 42 Alpha and all that. When you enlisted, is that what you wanted to set out to be? Because like for me, I know like your other passions, and so I'll let you talk a little bit about that. But like when you enlisted, did you want to be 42 Alpha, or did that kind of just happen?
So I didn't know at the time. My recruiter and I sat down for many hours one day, went through all the different MOSs that were available. He broke each one of them down with me, explained what each of them were. Um, Went home, thought about it, prayed about it, came back probably a couple days later, and I was like, okay, these are my top 3 that I'd prefer doing. And so at that point, he was like, okay, well, we can get you in this one at this time. And so it all just worked out that 42 Alpha was the best one at that time. And like I said, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Eventually, yes, I would love to reclass to do something else just to be able to experience something else. But if follow your heart, just do what's best for you and your career. And
Yeah.
it's been great so far.
So what were your other choices then? I'm kind of curious if you
I think
remember.
it was paralegal and 68 whiskey, I think.
Oh, nice. See, you could be a 68 whiskey one day, maybe.
So
Yeah.
Maybe.
you can do it.
So for either of you, I mean, like I said again, I know you don't have a lot of experience, but has there been any experiences that either of you have encountered where it was either good or bad? Not good or bad in a sense, but like, what am I trying to say? My brain is not functioning yet again today. So, but as far as like being a female in the military, like how does that make you feel? Like, have you ever had issues with that being an issue or anything like that? I guess in a sense is what I'm trying to say. No.
No, in basic training, of course, like the other podcast said, it was just different.
Mm-hmm.
But my senior drill sergeant was a female, and we were in the field. She sat us all down. It was just like being a female drill sergeant, like the male drill sergeants look at you a lot differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so female drill sergeants try to prove themselves more. And so they are very hard on other females because they want us to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And she was more like woman oriented. She wanted the best for the females because she knew the males were all infantry and all that. So they thought they were cocky and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So she just tried to be the best that she could be and made us the best we could be. But
What about you, Amelia?
I've never really encountered anything since I've been in. I mean, I feel like everything's been very equal. Nobody's been. I don't know what I'm trying to say now. I've never encountered anything where being a woman in the military has been a bad thing or looked down upon. Or I think nowadays it's like, I mean, women have been proving themselves a lot lately. I mean,
Yeah.
we just had Smiley, who graduated from was it Ranger School, I think it was. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they're all out there proving themselves all the time now. So.
Yeah. I was reading some facts that our historian, Sergeant Church, sent about women's history in the Guard and all that. And it's crazy to see how things were then, to us having no females, to today now females who have been generals and command sergeant majors and all these crazy different things. And now they are graduating from Ranger School, and they've opened different MOSs that weren't allowed to have females. And it's crazy to see how in a short amount of time how things have changed and where it's going, and how females are paving a way, kind of in a sense, for future females coming in. And it's cool to kind of be a part of the history. Like, us individually might not have been the first female to do something in the military or the Guard or even in just in our state, but it's awesome to see like how it's grown and where it's going, and how they are working to implement us into all these different areas, and they view us as equals and everything like that. So it's exciting to see like what the future holds for females in the military, not just in the Army, but all branches. Because I mean, each branch is different, so they have different jobs and different experiences and stuff like that. So it's just cool to see how that stuff evolves over time.
Yep.
So, but where do you guys see yourself going now? I mean, you've been in 6 years, you've been in almost a year, so what's next?
Now that I have the full-time job, everything, like, this is an actual career.
Yeah.
And it's not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay here. So the other part of me wants to become, like, go active and become a drill sergeant and stuff. So I don't know.
Well, there are ways, which don't quote me, but there are ways for Guard members to become drill sergeants. As far as, I think you have to be in like R&R or something. I don't know. I could be completely.
Reserves now.
I think they have drill sergeants in RSP now.
Yeah.
They took it away.
Oh, they did. Okay.
National Guard doesn't support. Drill
But I mean, if your end goal is to one day be a drill sergeant, then maybe that is the path for you. But it is definitely cool for you to be able to enlist in the National Guard and then come on full time to see what the Guard has to offer, because a traditional M-Day soldier, they don't know the opportunities that are out there. And I mean, that's the whole reason of this podcast, is we tried to give the information to them and allow them to have a platform to go to that's not CAC accessed, or that's a military website that they can't view on a daily basis. Like, this is something that we can put out to them that's readily available, and they can view at any time they want. And it's information that they need and that's useful to them. Yeah. So,
and we as National Guardsmen, we have so many opportunities to be technicians, to be Title V, to be AGR, to be that traditional M-Day soldier. I mean, we have endless opportunities that other branches don't have, which is amazing.
Yeah. And it's crazy, though, because every time I go out somewhere to cover a unit or an event and I start talking to the soldiers and stuff that's out there, a lot of them don't know that any of this stuff exists. And it's crazy to think that, because, I mean, you can go online and look at all the jobs that are posted, and it's like those are opportunities for M-Day soldiers to have full-time careers in the Guard. And a lot of people who, which I don't want to say for sure because everybody's situation is different, but a lot of people join the Guard because they want to be close to their family, they want to be able to go back to school, and they don't want to have to be active duty traveling every 2 years to different stations. But the AGR program, the technician program, and that stuff, it allows you to be full-time and get the retirement and the benefits, being able to stay home and still work within your community. So it's awesome. And it's exciting to see such a young soldier that's a part of that. Because typically a lot of people who are in, they're specialists and they're sergeants and they've been in 5 or 6 years, and then they are aware of the program.
Yeah, I started out as temp tech. Like, I graduated May 1st, and I got a temp tech job June 9th. Like,
oh, wow.
Almost like a month apart. And then
That's amazing.
Since then,
yeah.
Ever since then, I was temp tech for 6 months, and then I landed the full-time job at D3. So I've been told it's very rare to see.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It is very rare. But that's awesome, because now you can help people that you meet in the Guard, or your soldiers that maybe one day you're a team leader, squad leader in your M-Day role, and you can help them when they're looking for these opportunities because you've experienced it and you can help them get to that point as well
Yeah.
and share your experiences. So that's awesome. I wish I would have known about this when I enlisted because that would have been 9 years in. But I wasn't as lucky. So, but I mean, everybody has their different paths. And like I said, if I didn't do what I did when I first enlisted, I would have never got to where I was. And if I dwell on things that I wish I could change, I would have never got here. So everything happens for a reason. Follow your heart. I know we keep saying that. So I'm excited to hopefully, definitely since you're full time, we'll have to have you come back like
Yeah.
later on so you can share your experiences as how it's progressed since you've been in, since you are so new. But that's awesome. I'm excited. Anything that you guys would like to leave off with or say or advice or...
Well, for females, I've heard a lot of females talking to them like in high school and stuff that say, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can go through basic training. Don't doubt yourself because as much as they are going to say your drill sergeants are trying to get you to quit, at the same time, they're not. They want you to succeed. They want you to pass. I mean, when I went through basic, I had a female who couldn't do one push-up, and when she left basic training, she could do enough to pass. So don't think you're not able to do it just because in your mind you think you're not good enough. I mean, follow your heart. If that's what you want to do, put your mind to it and
prove them wrong.
Yeah.
What about you? Anything?
Yeah, just don't be intimidated because honestly, the hardest part is probably going to be basic training in AIT.
Yeah.
And the drill sergeants just want the best for you, female or males. They're going to push you to do better, even if they're mean at first. That's literally their job. So just don't be intimidated because you'll get through it, even if you don't think you will. It gets easier because your body is going to get used to everything.
I like that you bring that up too because whenever you're going through all that and everything, it might suck at the time, but honestly, when I look back at basic, I laugh because I'm like, why were we so upset about this? Or why did we get in arguments over that? And we just laugh about it now. But at the time, I can understand because you're in a new situation, new environment. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what to expect. You're trying to learn as well as get yelled at the same time. And it's all to develop you into and mold you and have a foundation for you to go to your units and build off of that. And so I'm glad that you brought that up because, like I said, you probably look back now and you're like, you laugh about basic even though, some people, they don't like it. And other people, like, it takes for you to get through it to realize it honestly wasn't that bad.
I think my mom helped me most of the time because she worked at reception.
Oh, okay.
I came.
Yeah.
And she took me to go watch the drill sergeants pick up the soldiers and everything. So I already knew what was going to happen. So I was looking
You were
forward
well
to
prepared.
it.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming in and talking with me today. Hopefully we'll have you back on again maybe at another later date to talk about some other stuff. But if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I will catch you guys in the next episode.